Hey y'all, tis I, and welcome back to The Artist's Way, and welcome to week 7. Just like last week, I was very much invested in this chapter, but for very different reasons. Let me tell you, Miss Julia Cameron, she did her big one with this. I'm gonna give her a 10 because she did her big one. But let's get into it. Chapter 7 or week 7 is called Recovering a Sense of Connection. Now, it's not necessarily about a connection with others or even touching grass. Maybe it's kind of not even about a connection with yourself, just like generally. More about a connection with your flaws and the things that are holding you back. There are 4 sections in this chapter. They're all very short, but all very effective. And the first section is called Listening. This one is basically about listening to your creativity instead of trying to force it. I resonated with this one quite a bit because I feel like lately I've just been really trying to force myself to produce creatively rather than letting it flow, I guess. When we get something down, there's no strain. We're not doing, we're getting. It goes hand in hand with trusting and believing in yourself. Cameron talks about how it involves knowing where to look for and how to listen to your creativity, letting it guide you instead of you trying to bring it down with you. We are the instrument more than the author of our work. And when you listen, you also learn that the universe is listening too. You learn to trust in the universe or whatever higher power you believe in, that it's going to help you and that it also believes in you. Expect the universe to support your dream. It will. Section 2 is called Perfectionism, and I knew this one was gonna hurt real bad. Like, she did not hold my hand with this one, and she was dropping bar after bar after bar after bar. Just listen to this. Perfectionism has nothing to do with getting it right. Perfectionism is a refusal to let yourself move ahead. Instead of creating freely and allowing errors to reveal themselves later as insights, we often get mired in getting the details right. Every draft is meant to be final, perfect, set in stone. The perfectionist is never satisfied. Perfectionism is not a quest for the best. It is a pursuit of the worst in ourselves. The part that tells us that nothing we do will ever be good enough, that we should try again. Again, bar after bar after bar after bar. Like, I was gagged the whole time. I feel like I don't even need to say much. Like, she just perfectly articulated my every thought on perfectionism. Perfectionism is something that I've constantly struggled with, and I've definitely blamed it quite a bit for my lack of creativity. I think growing up as a gifted kid, I just always felt the need to get things right on the first try. I mean, if I could do it academically with subjects like physics or calculus, shouldn't I be able to do it with something like writing or photography? But that's just not how it works. And the amount of things that I just did not finish because I didn't get it right on the first try is insane. I mean, that's one of the main reasons I've had to make a comeback to this very channel so many times. And I've never really figured out how to combat this. Like, it has always been something that has been eating away in the back of my mind. Like, I have never figured out the formula to beating perfectionism until Cameron just dropped a line that made my head explode. That is a normal part of creativity, letting go. And now that I think about it, letting go is also something that I've struggled with a lot, especially letting go of people, honestly belongings too, just because I'm a very sentimental person and I try to really hold on to everything that means something to me. You know that quote that's like, everything I've ever let go of has claw marks in it? Yeah, he wrote that about me specifically. But as I've kind of grown and I went off on my own to college, I've had to learn a lot of lessons the hard way, including letting go. And I realized that I think I've been able to indulge in my creativity more since really learning and honing my skill, because it is a skill, on letting go. Because let's just say, if you can let go of people, letting go of that bad paragraph or awful photo comes pretty easy after that. Section 3 is called Risk, and as it implies, it's all about taking risks. This one also goes really well with perfectionism because it starts off with this hard-hitting question. What would I do if I didn't have to do it perfectly? Crazy question to ask. She mainly talks about, of course, how scared we are to take risks. It feels like we're sacrificing more than we could ever possibly gain from taking a really big leap of faith. Once we are willing to accept that anything worth doing might even be worth doing badly, our options widen. This really reminds me of something my mom told me when I was applying to high school, and that is, it's better to get a no than to not know. Even if it doesn't work out, at least you found out it doesn't work out. At least you tried, and it's better than getting eaten alive by what ifs floating around in your brain. To put it differently, very often a risk is worth taking simply for the sake of taking it. The last section is called Jealousy, and this title really scared me because of how she ate me up with the last three. I knew this one was also going to be bad. I have a very hard time admitting when I'm jealous. To me, jealousy is just such an ugly emotion that I absolutely want nothing to do with. I don't want to be associated with it at all. But in reality, everybody gets jealous. It is a natural human emotion. You're going to feel it at some point in your life. But I love how she broke it down, really gave it context and nuance, especially for artists. Jealousy is always a mask for fear. Fear that we aren't able to get what we want, frustration that somebody else seems to be getting what is rightfully ours, even if we are too frightened to reach for it. She ate me up real bad with that one, I won't lie. My therapist always says that most emotions are just other emotions stacked on top of each other wearing a trench coat, and jealousy is definitely one of them. And it seems so obvious what jealousy is. It's us being upset that somebody else has something that we want. But to expose the fear that's hidden in that, Cameron did her big one with that one, I won't lie. She goes on to say how jealousy gives us tunnel vision and makes us believe that there isn't enough space for us where we want to be just because we saw somebody else in that space already. I especially struggle with this when there is someone close to my age who has accomplished something that I want to accomplish. It eats at my soul because in my mind, what makes them more capable than I am? And honestly, there's a lot of different factors that make that true, but none of those factors should stop me from going after getting what I want to. I'll be honest, I have to play a lot of catch up with my tasks that aren't morning pages or artist dates. I really like the first ones. I did the first ones for the first two chapters and I really enjoyed them, so I don't really know why I stopped. I think I just stopped giving myself time to do those. So I think I'm just gonna do a sit down video where I go through them all with you guys and we can do them together. I do really like the tasks she puts in here. I feel like they're very insightful and really great for revealing and learning more about yourself. My artist day for this week was taking a week off, and it felt so good. I know that might not seem like an artist day, especially since it's only supposed to be 2 hours, but hear me out. I was feeling very burnt out, as you probably know, because I've mentioned it in so many videos at this point, that I was literally starting to feel irritable. Like I was genuinely getting annoyed and frustrated every single day. So I had to take off a week from creating, mostly creating content. I worked on my short film script. I watched movies. I watched a lot of YouTube. I went outside. I even started working on my movie ticket journal and probably a lot more other stuff that I'm forgetting to mention too. I was still creative. I just needed to step away from something that I felt like had been sucking my creativity out of me. I mean, I was also tired of staring at a screen for just hours and hours every single day. And it felt really good not to stress about what I was gonna upload or how I was gonna make the video. And honestly, I'm putting all of that off till next week. It can wait till then. It's gonna be fine. And now I can stress about other things. So that's fun. No, but really, I needed a week to just step away. And I also needed this week to really remind me why I love creating content in the first place, and that's because it's fun. And the past few weeks, I have not been having fun doing this kind of at all. And I don't want this to feel like a chore for me, especially when this is, I don't want to say such a great escape for me, but just such a great outlet for me. I needed to miss it for a little bit. And I don't know if that's toxic or just not a really good way to go about it, but it worked and I feel better. And it also reminds me that I, of course, need to take more breaks and let myself breathe a lot more often, especially when I go back to school. In conclusion, is this play about us? Does she read my diary? This is insane. This is probably one of her most insane chapters yet. Cameron absolutely struggled with this. I don't know who she sold her soul to write down this absolute heat, but she needs to do it again because it was incredible. I have always been the type of person to ask why. I love knowing the reason behind things, and something I often keep myself up at night about is the reason behind my own emotions. And honestly, Cameron clocked me in 10 pages or less with this chapter. She really helped me really think about my emotions and the things that are under those, and really helping me think about even emotions and feelings that she didn't mention in here either. Good for her, I guess. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and tell me what your favorite way to spend a week off is. I would love to know. Give me some new ideas. Okay, I love you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Smooches. Bye.